Hi friends, welcome to our channel. This is Kishore Palwalsa. Today we are going to discussing about torque equation of PMMC instruments. Okay, so here PMMC is nothing but permanent magnetic moving coil. Okay, coming for the PMMC instruments. In that instruments, basically there are two types of torques will be existing. In that one is the deflecting torque and second one is the controlling torque. Okay, so here the deflecting torque which is existing by the magnetic core material as well as the controlling torque which is existing by the fast cross branch spring system. Okay, so here the deflecting torque can be simply justified as whenever the pointer which is moved from initial position of the scale to its final position. Okay, as well as the controlling torque which is existing as whenever the pointer which is moves come back from backward position into initial position of a particular scale, that it is referred as controlling torque. Okay, by equating both deflection torque as well as controlling torque, so we can justify it as a scale is uniform in PMMC instruments. Scale is uniform in the PMMC instruments. Okay, so let us do that small derivation. Okay, so the deflection torque which is given by the PMMC instruments, TD is equal to N into B into A into I. So this is the formula for the deflecting torque. Okay, here TD is the deflection torque, N is the number of turns on a coil, B is the total flux which is existing in that particular core of a magnet, as well as A is the cross section area of a particular coil, as well as I is the total current flowing through the entire coil of a magnetic core. Okay, that is given as total deflection torque expression equation. Okay, next one is the controlling torque, TC. Okay, here the controlling torque which is basically existing whenever the pointer which is fed back from its final position to its initial position, which will be existing some angle. Okay, so that angle which is given as theta. Okay. The TC can be represented, TC is equal to some spring constant. So the spring, every spring which contains some constant is there, that is given as Ks. S means spring, here K is the constant, that is given as spring constant, Ks into change in angle of pointer, that is given as theta. So therefore total equation of controlling torque which is given as TC is equal to some Ks into theta. Okay, so this is the formula for the controlling torque and this is the formula for the deflection torque. Okay, so by equating the both controlling torque as well as deflecting torque, then we can justify it as the PMMC instrument which contains uniform scale. Let's wait to see that. Okay, here TD which is given as TD is equal to N into B into A into I, as well as TC is equal to some Ks into theta. So here TD can be, we can simply represent as N into B into A equal to some displacement constant G. Let us consider like that. Therefore, we can written as finally TD is equal to some G into I. So this is the final expression of deflection torque. Okay. So by next equalize both controlling torque as well as deflection torque. Therefore, Ks into theta is equal to some G into I. Okay, theta can be represented as some G by Ks into I. Okay, so this is the final equation of angle of deflection. And from this equation, we can simply represent as theta is equal to I. So theta is directly proportional to I. So if suppose G by Ks is the constant parameter, then we can represent as here theta is directly proportional to I. So according to from this equation, so how much amount of current will be flowing through the entire core material, that much amount of angle will be changing with the help of pointer, that is given as theta. Okay, so that's why here if current is increasing throughout the coil, then automatically change in angle of direction of pointer also changing. Okay, so from this equation the scale which is uniform in the PMMC instruments. Okay, so initially what we have to do here, so initially we are represent as both deflection torques as well as controlling torque. Okay, from this those two torques we have to express it as the scale is uniform in the case of PMMC instruments. Okay, that is we are justified here. Okay, so this is the torque equations of PMMC instruments. Next class we are going to discussing about a new topic. Okay, thank you one and all.